All right, I received this response from my public records request, and it's not adequate. Let's see, they emailed me a notice of intent of public agency to respond to request in compliance with the law for Kentucky 61 to 61. Dear Mr. Hines, the Office of McCracken County Sheriff's Office hereinafter MCSO has received your written request to inspect certain public records. Your request has been evaluated in light of the duties imposed upon public agencies by the Kentucky Open Records Act. Pursuant to the Act, please allow this correspondence to serve as a timely response to your request. A statement of the position of the MCSO that the same shall be addressed in compliance with the aforesaid statutory sections. The policies of McCracken County Sheriff's Office are available to you to either view, obtain in a paper form, or to obtain in a digital form. If you wish to inspect them, we will provide you with a computer to access them. If you wish to obtain paper copies, you will be charged 10 cents per page. If you wish to obtain the records on a thumb drive, you will be charged $25. Please notify the MCSO of which option you would like, so we may be ready to provide them to you without delay. Please know that after diligent inquiries, the documents you requested regarding a contract between the church and sheriff department either never existed or no longer exists, therefore making it impossible to produce the public record you seek to inspect. The duties imposed upon the public agency in the event that requested public records do not exist or do not exist within the custody of the public agency were summarized as follows in Kentucky Op. The Attorney General has consistently recognized that a public agency cannot afford a requester access to a record that it does not have or that does not exist. A public agency's inability to produce records due to their apparent non-existence is tantamount to a denial, and it is incumbent on the agency to so state in clear and direct terms that it is obvious that the public agency cannot furnish that which it does not have or which does not exist. A written request that does not clearly state is deficient. Accordingly, a response violates the law if it fails to advise the requesting party whether the requesting record exists, with the necessary implications being that a public agency discharges its duties under the Act in affirmatively so indicating. It is therefore incumbent on a public agency to ascertain whether records exist that were responsive to appellant's request, to promptly advise him of its findings, and to release to him all existing non-exempt records advised in his request. Internal citations omitted. Pursuant to its duties under KRS and KY Op Attorney General 19 Ord, the Sheriff's Office hereby notifies you that it is impossible to provide you with the public records you seek to inspect because the same do not exist. Your record regarding the number of times the Sheriff Department responded to calls from the South Baptist is not a request for records as the MCSO interprets it. The Kentucky Attorney General's Office has long held that requests for information as opposed to requests are outside the scope of the open records provision. Public agencies are not statutorily obligated under the Open Records Act to honor requests for information as opposed to requests for public records. You also requested video, pictures, and a written report. The report is attached to this response. You are permitted to view the body-worn video since you are directly involved in the incident. However, we will not provide a copy, nor will you be allowed to record the body-worn video footage in the MCSO. This is because these are records to be used in prospective law enforcement actions, particularly the county attorney's office is using it in the prosecution of your case. Therefore, under KRS 17, the MCSO is withholding from providing you copies until the conclusion of the prosecution of the case. However, copies will be accessible through discovery with the prosecutor's office in your preparation for your case. To view the video at MCSO, please call, set your appointment to view. Last, you requested the names of the deputies on scene. This is also a request for information and not public records. The Kentucky Attorney General's office has long held that requests for information as opposed to records are outside the scope of the open records provisions. Public agencies are not statutorily obligated under the Open Records Act to honor requests for information as opposed to requests for public records. You will be allowed to discover this, though normal discovery measures with the prosecutor's office. I trust this correspondence has served an adequate statement of the MCSO's position in this matter and as an explanation for the subsequent procedural requirements in facilitating your receipt and inspection of the public records. So they're saying that names are not public records and they're requests for information instead. Therefore, that's different and they don't have to act upon giving me their names.